back. Well, we've just completed a successful mission locating and walking through the World War II explosives chamber, the ATeT, and we're back up to the famous intersection, the tunnel fire trail. Now, I could go back to the car and grab some lunch down there in Woy Woy, which I plan on doing, but not just yet. We're heading back to Mullet Creek now. If you remember 2 weeks ago, I was heading up and down the bush looking for what's known as an Aboriginal long shelter. This was only recorded in the year 2020. I'm sure a lot of other people knew that it was there, but they brought it to the authorities' attention in 2020. There is no coordinates to this thing. There's only one site online that shows pictures of it, and I had no luck finding it 2 weeks ago. The only thing that I managed to pinpoint is what the cave wall looks like from down on a slope. So that's all that I'm going to go by. It was a little bit dark and patchy, so I have no idea whether or not I'm going to find this. I have a clearer idea of what area it's in this time around compared to last time. I wasn't sure where to look, but now that I'm here, let's give it a crack and let's see if we can punch out 2 fantastic videos in the one day. Just coming up to the causeway, and I started the day, which was around about 7:15. I got out of the car and it was 11 degrees. There's something up there in the distance. I don't know if it's an animal sunning itself or someone's being a silly bugger with a witch's hat. Can't quite make it out. If something runs from up in the middle there, you know it was an animal. It was 11 degrees and I didn't have a jumper. I was absolutely freezing. And now, I did say it was meant to be 21 degrees up here at Carryong, but I am sweating. So once again, I am so glad I don't have to lug around a jumper. It does look like a witch's hat. So someone's playing silly buggers. I thought it might have been some sort of wallaby there sunning itself. So I'm very thirsty and already pretty tired, but we have to try to get this one done today because I don't want to come up here for a 3rd time. I was hoping to do all these 2 weeks ago, but it wasn't to be. There's the Girrakul sign that I recorded a few weeks back. That's an awesome walk. If anyone's ever wanting to do a walk up here, do the suspension bridge around the Girrakul loop. You've got a waterfall there as well. Do it after heavy rains and you'll get some great snaps from that waterfall. And Christ, we've hit some shady sections. We're now up to the barricades here, the railway service track that takes you down to the western portal, or probably the southern portal is the most correct way to describe it. Even though we've got a couple of bikes here, I don't know where these chaps are. They'll probably walk down there. Even though the tunnel runs east-west, when you think about Sydney is south and Newcastle is north, the southern portal is the correct way to describe it. If I had known that to begin with, then finding the explosives chamber would have been very easy. I would have just gone to the northern side, the Woy Woy side, and all would have been sweet. Starting to descend down now, so hopefully I'm going the right way. I'm not liking my chances because I did have a real good look a fortnight ago, but there was no luck, so fingers crossed we can find it. I'm not having any luck, guys. I'm following this ridge line, but I can't see anything. I've got to be careful here because there's a big drop below me. There was one post saying it was a short detour, so it's not going to be too far away from the Mullet Creek track. But I can't see anything. See, I'm following these cliffs along here. I've had a look at the picture again and I just can't see those markings. That looks similar, but it's classified as a long shelter. That's very small and I can't see any stencils or artwork in there. I'm just going to have to keep on following this to the other side and hopefully come across something maybe. I can't see any artwork there, but to me that wouldn't classify as a long shelter, would it? I don't think so. I've got something up through there. Let's go see what that is. There is nowhere to grip. This is real bush bashing. Oh, we've got a rope. We have got a rope. It's coming down. I still don't see anything. Well, this isn't nice and risky. Angling my feet on the cliff only with the few branches to hang on to. Now there's the rope. What significance that has, I've got no idea. I'm trying to see some artwork. There's some handprints that are done in ochre, the same as Red Hand's Cave and Black Hand's Cave. I'm still yet to come across anything. I don't even know if I'm in the right area. There's something up there. It looks to be a little bit longer. It's a fair climb up there as well. Alright, we've definitely ruled out along here. I'm going to make it up there and see if there's something there. We've got two freight trains, one going south, one going north. What a sight. They rumble through here. Listen to that. Oh, still no luck. There's some long carriages there. I'd say well over 100. I'm going to head down here a little bit, see if I can find something. Otherwise I'll have to head back up onto the track there and try a different strategy. I'm having no luck finding this, guys, but what I have found is a blueberry tree, it looks like. They look awfully like blueberries. That would explain them in the water on the World War II tunnel adventure. Remember when I dropped down into the creek and there was a whole bunch of them dropped into the water on the rock? So this one's still got cloves. Oh, look at that. And they are blueberries for sure. I don't know. Oh yeah, you got purple there. So There you go, a wild blueberry tree. I'm not game enough to eat them. I would love a little bit of bush tucker, but I'm not 100% sure. So someone who's watching this video, who's familiar with this tree, let me know if it's poisonous or not, because I've got to try to make it out of here without any poison in the system. Some more here, look at that, awesome. Now I'm just following ridge lines here, there, everywhere, and I just can't come across anything, so I'll keep on trying, but it looks like another visit up here to carry on. At least I found some cover from the sun. I'm just walking down through these ferns. Beautiful area, dropping back down to where I was a couple of weeks back on top of the quarries. I don't know where I'm walking here because I can't see my footing, but it's either some sort of animal trail. See, look at that, gotta be careful. I wasn't watching there. If I didn't peel that back, I would have fallen straight over that. A couple of nice fungus in there. But I'm not seeing anything. There's no ridge line up there. I have no idea if I'm in the right area or not. But I am slowly coming down to the water's edge. So we'll be able to sit down there. I'm just looking for rocks, bush bashing, and a long, long, long way away from the car. And it is, I'll give you a time update, 12:07. So I've been at this since 7 past 12. Yeah, 7 past 12. So I've been at this since 7:15. I'll head over there a little bit and then I'll do a little bit of filming from the beach down there, back over towards the Hawkesbury River. Today's been all about discovery. I can't find this damn bloody long shelter, but I'm finding loads and loads of blueberries all over the pine needles here. Must be these trees above me. And I've come down to what looks to be a creek that's not flowing at the moment. Look at them all. They are everywhere. I wonder if the animals eat these. Doesn't look like it because they're all over the ground. Oh yeah, that one's ripe. Look how beautiful it looks up through here. So you've got Mullet Creek just down there. I don't know if I'll be able to make it down here. I'll try. This is a very different way from where I came last time. There's something over there. Some sort of bag. I've got to be careful here. There might be a fugitive hiding here. And a chair. Someone might be living here. Hello? Wouldn't it be great if the long shelter was here? One lone chair and a tarp. No one sat on it for a while. There's the beach, the sandy pebble beach that I was on looking for the quarries 2 weeks ago. There's the tarp. Maybe someone comes in by boat. I don't think I'm anywhere near where I should be, but there's blueberries all over the spot. I better start getting some pictures as well from this beautiful area. There's a track going that way, and I do know there's houses along the river's edge, a lot further along. So who knows where they come from. Looks to be high tide. I don't think I can walk back to the beach. See if I can get down that rocky platform. Let me tell you, it's not so easy coming down there. It reminds me of the scene from the movie First Blood, where he comes to the end where he can go with the motorbike and he pulls off it and he starts running up something similar to this while the sheriff gets out of the upside down vehicle. I'm down on the water's edge, but unfortunately it's high tide, so I don't think I'll be able to walk around. So guess what? I'm going to have to fucking go right back up there again. But I did see, actually I might be able to work my, look, the track's just there. I'm such an idiot. Why did I come down the hard way for? I just wanted to see what's washed up down here. I could see another blue thing from up there. Looks to be some sort of pool noodle, maybe. Yeah, I don't think I'll be walking around there. Yeah. Some sort of pool noodle someone's lost. It's got a name on it. What does it say? Warning. Persons. I don't know, I can't read it. Alright, I'm going to have to make it back up there and go back past the blueberry tree and get down onto that sandy beach and see if I can find any more cliffs along here. If not, I'm going to start working my way back home. It's just a small adventure to get to the beach. Look where I've come through. I've snaked my way through heavy vegetation, and look here. I've got to now try to get over the top of this. There's still no embankment down there where I can walk along. There's the sandy beach type thing. So I've got to get over here. I'm hoping once I get onto that rock there, I'll be able to drop down. Otherwise I'm going to have to go over the top there. But once I'm down on that beach, then I'll know my way home, considering I did it a couple of weeks ago. Look at that view. If someone's lost a life jacket, it's washed up here on the banks of Mullet Creek. It is a jet pilot. A jet pilot. How about we leave it here with the rock teepee? Well, I'm at the water's edge. That was not easy, but I've squashed that area now, so there's nothing up there. It's going to have to be closer to home, but I just had to do the whole area again to make sure I'm covering all my tracks for when I come back in the future if I don't find it today, which looks to be the case. Doesn't look like the luck's with me in finding it. What a beautiful area. Stunning. So the quarry's just up here to my right. We won't film that today. We got that in the last video, or the second last video should I say. Got a big tube. quarry straight through there. Alright, let's make our way out. Get back onto Mullet Creek Trail. Man, have I done some climbing. I found a whole bunch of rocks and I'm just following it all the way along. It just snakes its way. I'm just looking for that colour of the upper rock that I can see on the picture that I've got to go by, but man, this is well hidden. If it is up here, I can't find anything. All I've got to go by is a short detour off the main trail. The main trail is just down there. I don't know if you call this a short detour. It's tiring, man. It is tiring, but I'm just following every single one that I come to. I'm thinking, yes, that's it, and that's it, but nothing. Look at this growing straight into it. I'm seeing some incredible rock formations, but it's not what I'm looking for. And I really don't know, if I don't find it today, how am I going to find it? The only way I can think of is if I get onto one of these bushwalking sites up here at on the Central Coast. But I really don't like asking people. I really like finding stuff just through posts myself or word of mouth, but I just don't know. It's a mystery, man. Absolute mystery. I'm going to head along that way as far as I can before I get too tired, because I'm so thirsty, and I'm going to call it a day. I'll do some more research on this and the cave near the explosives chamber. Maybe come back another time and do them, because I'm buggered. I'm absolutely buggered. I've probably done more walking today than I did a fortnight ago. I've got to remember my age as well. I'm not getting any younger. There's another little cave here. I can't see any stencils or any paintings of that growing out of the rock. And you've got to be careful of these things here. Oh, looks like I've got some leeches on me. The vines are tripping me. Looks like the Aboriginal spirits don't want me here. They are tripping me up big time. I don't want their secrets revealed. It's probably saying put the camera away and we'll show you where it is. Don't worry, my friends. I'm not guiding anyone up here. So I'm going to walk along that way and see if I can come across anything. That's it, guys, I'm tapping out. Look how high I've climbed without even knowing it. There's the track all the way down there. I didn't realise I came up this far. There's a cliff below me, yet I've come right on the upper reaches. The wording was a short detour. I've taken a long way, so I doubt it's up here. I've seen some nice rock caves and everything up here, but not what I'm looking for. So I'm going to have to call it a day, and unless I have confirmation or someone comes with me, this video will be on the back burner indefinitely. I just don't know when I'll be able to find this one. This is not easy, my friends. That's why It was only recorded in 2020. So someone stumbled upon it. The guy that has it online. It's called the Upper Mullet Creek Shelter, I think it is. Upper Shelter Mullet Creek, one or the other. I don't know if upper means that side. I have no idea. I'm just guessing now. No idea. But it's not in vain, because I might find something coming up this far, but to no avail. So I'll bid you farewell, and we'll start this again whenever it may be, sometime hopefully in 2024. Take 3. I'm back up here in the Tunnel Fire Trail car park, and I'm set on finding this Mullet Creek upper shelter today. The weather is not looking the best. I've just come along the F3, and the amount of fog and rain leads me to believe I'm going to encounter some heavy showers today. But we don't care. Our goal is to find it. This is the 3rd attempt. We have ticked off the Mullet Creek quarries and the culvert, along with the World War II explosives tunnel 2 weeks ago. Today I'm totally focusing on the shelter. So it's already starting to drizzle down. I've got a long walk before I get to the end of the Mullet Creek Trail, where I think it is. I have messaged a few people through the week. No one has got back to me. There is no information on this. I don't think they want you going there. So I have no idea what's going to happen. But fingers crossed, 3rd time lucky. Just coming down to the natural rock causeway here, and I notice a tree has collapsed in the 2 weeks since I've been here. So with all the rain that we've had this week, this poor guy will never stand again. Right across the trail, so if there's any service trucks trying to get down here for the railway, they're going to have to cut this up first before they can make their way through. The rain's holding off, and the amount of bird life there was on that tunnel fire trail, I've never heard them chirping like that before. I don't think I've ever been down there, but I don't think that's where this upper shelter is. It's not running any harder than it was 2 and 4 weeks ago. Still exactly the same. Either someone's put that there on purpose. Let's see if we can get down there. There is a padlock on it for some reason. Why this is here, I have no idea. Has it been caught? Someone's put the ribbon on there, so someone's definitely put the padlock. New South Wales Regaining Association control site. Please do not disturb. Whatever that is. Surely they haven't tied that to the tree. No, just to, oh, down here something. I don't know what that is at all. That's the first time I've ever seen anything like that. We shan't disturb it. We'll leave it as it is, and we'll head on our way, trying to find what we came here looking for. I'm up nice and high here. You can see the Hawkesbury and Mullet Creek all the way down there. The trail is way down there, so I've come up a long way. The only thing I've got to go by is the person said it was a short detour. Now I've come up a long way, but here's another one of those things that we've seen earlier. So someone has come up here, I'd say in the last 2 weeks, because the one back there at that natural causeway wasn't there 2 weeks ago. So someone has come up all this way. See, there's a whole bunch of rocks up there. It says the upper reaches of Mullet Creek. This is all guesswork. But I was thinking to myself, who would come up here? But as you can see, we've got another one of these devices. Number 75. M8. There is a whole bunch of rocks up there. There's the same little tag on there, do not disturb. Control site. Raining.org. I gather they're measuring precipitation. Well, there's a whole bunch of shit up there. Now while we're here, let's go explore that. You can see it just down through there. Freight train roaring through. You can see clear tracks there. You might be able to catch it come through there. Keep a lookout for the flash. Here it comes. See if I can read the number on the side. Oh, we've got a passenger going towards Woy Woy heading north, and we've got the freight train heading towards Hawkesbury River south. Too far away. It's roaring through. So I've just come along the side of the cliff here. I can't get up here, but there's some impressive rock formations here. I don't know. It doesn't look like what I'm looking for. I'm still going to get up on there and have a look, but man, this is hard to find. I am in the upper reaches, but how far up do I need to go? I think we'll head up through there and get on top and see if we can see anything. It looks like cracks. You can see that one there doesn't. Oh, I don't know. Maybe they're not. I don't know what they are. Let's go up and have a look. Well, it doesn't look like it's it. We'll have a look and see if these are cracks while we're up here. I am up nice and high. But this is definitely not what I'm looking for. Looks like some sort of animal has formed it. Little spiders or flies. So it goes all the way around down to the bottom there. It looks like from down there, it looks like cracking in the rock. Well, unfortunately, This is not it, but we've seen some cool stuff. Have a look how much rocks have fallen. So from up here, I don't know if that's from the weather or it could be from those little critters munching away on the rocks. Just see if you can see here. That line continues up there, this same dark line. It looks like it gets to a point and they destroy it and it breaks off. All these are from up there. Together we keep on going up, huh? We're up here now. It's no use heading down. Let's go see what we can find up this way. I'm now on top of this cliff line. I was down below there before. I had a real good look around that way. That leads me back down to Mullet Creek, down through that creek I was at 2 weeks ago. Nothing along there. I might head along there and see another train coming. I just keep on getting higher and higher. Another passenger train. I'm nearly level with the cliff line over there. I don't even know if I'm on the right side. I'm trying to find a needle in the haystack. Well, we'll have a bit more of a look up here and then we'll make our way down to the trail, start heading back towards the car and try to find another point where we can enter into the bush and have a little bit more of a scope around and see if we can come across something. So I started heading up at the end of Mullet Creek Trail, which is just there before it starts winding to the right and heading down. And I've just come straight down the mountain here. So I've gone all the way from over here to the upper reaches and then made my way down. I'm back at the turning circle. So I've explored this part of Mullet Creek pretty well. If you remember 2 weeks ago we went all the way down there and found that chair. Now I just don't know if it's down on this end. You know, they word it as the upper reaches. To me that's the upper reaches there, but then they also say it's a short detour. So I'm at a loss. I'm at a loss. I don't think there's any cliff line here. This is just bush. Because if you remember, this takes us straight down to where those telegraph poles are. And that's the path I came up 6 weeks ago. So there was no ridge line there. The only thing I can think of is we just make our way back along the trail towards the car. And I'll just have to head up into the bush at some other point. As soon as I see some ledges up there, I'll make my way, but this area here has been well explored. It's kicked my ass for a third straight time. I have tried and tried today. Most of it's been bush bashing, up and down, all the way up there. I've tried a few things down here. I just can't find it. My legs have only recovered from 2 weeks ago with all the scratches. Have a look at this. I'm getting cut up pretty bad. And the leeches today, they're all on me. So I'm tapping out, and until I get some hard evidence of where it is, then I'll put this on hold. I just don't know where else to look. You know, I've tried to guess all the words that these people have put in their posts. Upper Mullet Creek, short detour. Man, I wish it was that easy. All my detours haven't been short. I've been going up so far, so you would think it's just off this track, but I just don't know. It might be just, you know, in the bush somewhere, and you come to a rock ledge and that's it. But anyway, how you're supposed to find it without any coordinates or any small tip? If someone was to give me an idea, it's in between this and this, then I'm confident of finding it. But you know, I've narrowed it down in between the natural rock causeway and the end of Mullet Creek, but that's a huge stretch of trail, and I don't know if it's up there or down there, so we'll leave it for another day. We are out here again looking for that Aboriginal long shelter that's causing me grief. We are in late June and I've already had 2 cracks at this, one in May and one in April. And what's different this time around is someone messaged me out of the blue and asked if I found the Mullet Creek culvert, and I said I did, but I'm looking for this particular long shelter. So he got onto something called a Strava heat map, and he gave me 4 points that he said you should look into. Now the first point was way up there off the Mullet Creek Fire Trail, and I kid you not, I have just bush bashed through here. There is no track whatsoever. Well, what's very interesting, you've got a lot of small trees here that have been cut, and have a look at this down here. Can you see straight down through there? A ribbon. A pink ribbon in the middle of nowhere. I'm telling you, this is thick bushland around here. So I don't know why anyone would be down here. I've got the telegraph wires, a power line, sorry, above me here. This will lead me down to the western side, I think. Let me think. North east, yes, I think this is the western side of the Woy Woy tunnel, and that was another point. So instead of walking down the Mullet Creek Trail, I thought I'd just come through the bush and see if I can find anything like this, which I have. So that to me is very interesting, why this would be here in the middle of nowhere. Someone has come through here looking for something. So I'm going to make my way down. I should come onto that concrete roadway down there where the Woy Woy tunnel begins on the Hawkesbury Riverside. And the creek is just down there. If they refer to it as the Upper Mullet Creek, it would make sense that it'd be somewhere close by to the creek. We'll keep on heading down here and see if we stumble upon anything. So there's the roadway down there. That's where the tunnel enters on the western side. Now I haven't had a really good look down there, but you can hear the creek down here. That sun once again is playing havoc with me. So Upper Mullet Creek Long Shelter. Maybe that creek that I actually came up searching for the World War II explosives chamber that day is Mullet Creek, and that's what they mean by upper. So I was on the opposite side of those train tracks, and then I jumped up onto the little footpath, and then I went back up that road, I believe. So my plan is to maybe go straight down here where I can hear the water, maybe jump down into the creek and see if that long shelter's anywhere along that creek. and follow it from this end this time down to the service track. You can see the telegraph wires, power lines. So that ribbon still interests me. I can't understand why there would be a ribbon there in the middle of nowhere. What is that for? I've just come straight through there. I have not seen any other ribbons. I'm going to head down here and drop down into the creek there and then make my way to the service track. That wasn't very easy. I was up on top of the rocks there and I couldn't come down through here. It's a little bit too steep. But as you can see here, I'm following these rocks. It's sort of like a little off creek that runs into the main creek down below there. They look very slippery, these rocks. So I've had to go around through the bush up there and come around on this side. There's a huge rock there, but no long shelter. It's got to be a considerably long rock for it to be what I'm looking for. I'm going to head down through this creek and this will drop me down to what I can hear down there, which is a flowing stream of water. I'm just making my way down through these rocks. You can see how they're covered with the green moss here. What's interesting is there might be nothing, but to me that looks like a shoe print or a footprint. See how it's disturbed there? So he's going down, or whoever it was going down. That to me tells me that someone has been down here with that ribbon up there. Someone has been exploring for something down here. See, there might be an easier way to this long shelter, but the original guy that found it, the Hiking of the World, I think the vlog is, he may have just come in through the bush here looking for it, because it's not recorded. It was only recorded back in 2020, I think, and no one's giving its secret up. So this may have been the way that they came down originally, and there might be an easier way down to it from the service track down here. Let's keep on going. So we're slowly making our way down to the creek. There is a huge cave up there, but the picture that I saw of this long shelter shows that there's sun on it. I doubt very much any sun would peek down through the trees here. So if I was to make a bet, it's definitely not here. We'll walk down this creek here and make it back out to the service track. I made it down safely at least, without rolling an ankle. Beautiful area. I've got to try to jump back up in here to make my way down, but we'll go up there a little bit and just investigate what that rock's all about. I brought my torch today, so I'll be able to light it up in there. See if we can find any Aboriginal markings in there. Well, it's not the cave I'm looking for, but one thing's for certain, around this part we've had a catastrophic rock collapse at some point. If you look at this rock here, and especially this one here, look at that one. That is just hanging on. Wow, that is on an angle. So this one here was a part of this one here. And a long time ago, they've come down the mountain and it's ended up like that. It doesn't even fit into the frame. There you go. Look at that one, sideways. It's very dark down through here. Very rainforesty. But just collapsed rocks all the way up. There's a beautiful running stream of water. Yeah, as I said, the picture that I saw has sun glistening on it. It's like I'm looking back up on it that way. So I'm pretty sure that it's not down here. I'm going to get a few pictures of these rocks here and then we'll make our way down the creek and see what we can find. Do you guys remember when we were looking for the explosives chamber that day that I found the Mullet Creek culvert and I was coming back up that service track and I was on the wrong end of the tunnel and I couldn't work out what that big corrugated iron structure was? Well, it is to filter water into the creek. See if I can make it up there. So the surface track must be just to the right of that. This is what it looks like. I doubt very many people have filmed this. Look how mossy it is. Oop, that's a bit dangerous. A bit dangerous. Man-made waterfall. Maybe that sun's playing havoc again. There you go. Alright, as I said, that shelter has got sun beaming onto it, so if it's going to be anywhere, it's going to be up on that side, it's not going to be down here. So I can make it back up through here, or I can walk down a little bit further. You can see some concrete that's been, oh, it's probably when they were building this to shore it up. It looks like the foundations are embedded into the concrete here. I'll go down a little bit more and then probably hop back up on the footpath down a little bit further. I decided to come up the rocks here so I could film this a little bit better. Okay, there's something up there. You see it? On the other side of that wall. And it's got the sun beaming onto it. How do I get to that? I wonder if I can go under here. Well, this is what this contraption looks like. We're back onto the service road. Well, if this is it just up here, how close was I that day when I was looking for the explosives chamber? Oh, there's no climbing up there. Oh, look at the rot starting underneath here. So it's been rusted out. It looks like they've put some sort of fabric or something. This is going to have to be replaced real soon. See, they've already replaced it here. You can see bits of it poking through. There's water actually coming through. Oh. Hang on a minute, I'm going to have to try to get up here so I can film underneath there. The problem is my pockets are so full. I've got my glass case in one of them and my two phones in the other side, and I can't bend certain ways without maybe breaking my glasses or cracking the screen. What is that? It's like mesh, some sort of nylon cover that they've just bodged up. This is going to need a complete overhaul very soon. When this gives way, there's going to be no more water ferrying down through here, and it's going to end up here. There's that concrete service track. I'm going to check the heat map picture that gentleman gave me. I think his name was Peter. I didn't have any more conversation with him. I want to see if one of the heat maps mentions it to be on the other side of this water bridge. That's where we've got to get to. I'm just walking up this service track, and I've had a look on the Strava heat map, and this was the 4th location. So I've crossed off 1, 2, 3 and 4, and I've actually come down not on the fire trail. I actually came down really dense bush. I'll show you. I'll just come down here again. So you see, I was right up there. I filmed, that's where that ribbon was, up the top there. And I've dropped down into the creek and then come up through there. The 4th marker that guy gave me, he said start from 1, which was way up there. The 4th marker does put it right there. So that is so interesting. So there's no way up here. If we walk up here a little bit, this is what the interesting thing is. When I was reading one of those articles on the net, this person, the female, mentions it as a short detour. So it shouldn't really be that hard to get to. Now this to me looks like a short detour. Straight down the service track. And if you have a look here, you've got a nice open section that I think leads straight to it. There's the older power lines. So let's head up through here. Fingers crossed this is it. Coming up this track, they've blocked it off just up here. They've cut down a whole bunch of trees. They've laid them all down across this pathway. You see some corrugated piping here. And we're going to come up to it here on the right hand side. To me it doesn't look long enough. There's the bridge that funnels the water, so we'll be able to get on top of that and see what that material was that they put on the inside to hold the water within. This is what I saw from down there, but I don't know, it just doesn't look right. The sun does. The sun looks correct. The picture that I've seen shows sunlight like that, and it shows a few plants, a few trees, ferns in front of it, but once again I think it's a fail. And I have searched high and low for this thing and nothing. Doesn't look like there's any markings in here. Let's try to get on top of that, that water bridge. This is dangerous here. So easily roll an ankle on these loose rocks. Maybe this was the way to go. God, that looks like the picture. It really does. It's got that exact same thing. There's something's in front of it. I don't think it's it. How slippery is it down through here? Well, there you go. If you want to come on top of this bridge that filters the water down into the creek, that's the way you do it. Unfortunately, I can't guide you. Okay, so there's something underneath it, and then they've sprayed some concrete on top of it. Yeah, that's pretty sturdy. That's not going anywhere. Let's go down it while we're here. That sun is right above me. Man, I picked the wrong times to go film things, don't I? Very secure structure. Very impressive. I take it back. This will be here for a few years yet. This is not going anywhere. Noticed this brace that's along here is bent. I would say at some point a tree has collapsed and fallen smack bang on this thing, which makes it harder to get under. It's like it's pebblecrete that they've sprayed on here. So it's very grippy, so you won't have to worry about falling. Alright, we're to the edge. I wonder if this has a name. I have looked on Google Maps. It doesn't come up as anything in particular. Unless you get on the satellite image and zoom it in, you can't really see it. There's another little cave here, but no, that's not it. Fellas and felines, we have struck out again. Had a pleasant walk down through the bush, but not what we came looking for. I'll have to go stand where that lady was, and the next little insert into her article says I take a short detour from here. Now that could be anywhere from where she's standing up on there all the way down to the culvert, because she doesn't post any more pictures from here to there. See, that's the hard thing, and I still don't know if it's on the left hand side heading down the Mullet Creek Trail or on the right hand side. Someone did give me an emoticon on one of those bushwalking sites, a Central Coast bushwalking site, and he pointed to the right. So today I've just concentrated on the right hand side. but without success. God, that looks like it, man. It really looks like it. That so looks like it. And see, he could get a picture from this angle too, right here. I'll see if I got that picture still and just compare it and see if that's the one, but I can't see any markings in there. I haven't bothered to go back onto the Mullet Creek trail. I just started heading straight up the creek from where I was down at that water bridge. So I've come up here hoping that I'm gonna meet the Mullet Creek trail up there somewhere. It could be where I found that rain marker that time, where there's a bit of a natural rock causeway. If I'm gonna actually get up there, because you see I've got a huge cliff here, I'm gonna have to keep on making my way up through there. But there's a couple of sections over there that I need to suss out. I'm gonna follow this ridge line along and see if I can find anything. I'm now looking for something where the sun is hitting on it. And this looks correct. Here's a little bit dark, but over there is a little bit brighter. Plenty of bird life, and very few people have come up through here. So I've made it to the base of this one, but nothing. And I'm giving myself a good chance of finding a new area where Aboriginals, look at that. See, this looks like, see, this is what I think it should look like. You see how long this is? It goes right in underneath, but there's nothing here. Good place for shelter if you're stuck in the weather out here. That there screams to me what I think it should look like. See how it goes all the way underneath? To me this looks like a long shelter, but it's just not far enough out from the cliff. And I can't see any markings here. No footprints or anything around. I don't think anyone would be silly enough to come up through the ferns there. There's massive drops everywhere. You really have to check where you're stepping. I went through this when I went on the opposite side of the Mullet Creek Trail, on the at the top there. When I was coming down, I was facing things like this. Now I'm facing it walking up. Well, I've got to find a way to get back on the trail. You can see, if you keep on heading down there, how high the ridge was. I can virtually jump back on it here. So I'll just keep on following this around. Might even take me back to the service track. There's a little birdie there. He's looking at me thinking, who the hell are you? We have no one. It looks like a Gouldian finch. We have no one coming through these parts. What the hell are you, or who are you? What is it? Yeah, it looks like a Gouldian finch. Got some beautiful colours on it. It's sucking on the nectar there. So I've managed to find an access point of where I could jump back up on top of the mountain. And as you can see, I've reached the Mullet Creek Trail. So that's another area that I've explored and found nothing. Okay, now I don't know exactly where I am. I think the natural causeway is just up there, and the service track should be just down here. There is one more track off to the right here somewhere. I've never seen it before, but he actually gave me a marking on the Strava heat map of another track that heads off to the right. What I might do is I might go find the service track that leads down to the tunnel there, and then walk back this way and see if I can pinpoint exactly where I have to head into the bush. I don't remember a track ever being in between the natural rock causeway and the service track. I've come down that other road and it was the one that I ticked off this morning. This is where I started heading down. I can hear the creek down here. So I came from up there this morning. The ribbon is down there somewhere, I think. There's a service track. So I've checked all in between here and haven't been able to find anything. What came up on that heat map might not even be the location. I have tried everything, my friends. I have gone everywhere. I'm just trying to think. If it's a natural rock formation, they can't determine how close it is to the creek. It is where it is. It's not like they built the thing. So if it's nice and long, they just would have used it because it was just one of those awesome natural rock formations. It just doesn't make sense. To me, it still makes sense that it's on the other side. That it's a long way away from the creek. I don't know. I'll go up onto the main trail and have a bit more of a look, but it looks like this is strike 3 when it comes to filming and strike 4. This is the 4th attempt. I had a little bit of a look around when I did the Mullet Creek tunnel that time, and I wasn't successful on that day either. Well, let's get back up onto the trail and see if something sticks out. You can't accuse me of giving up. I've walked all the way down the Mullet Creek Trail and I'm just bush bashing again. I've stumbled atop quarry number 1. That's where I visited probably about 2 months ago now. So I'm right on top of the quarry. Can't see anything up the top here. I've been racking my brains trying to think what above the upper reaches of Mullet Creek mean, and short detour. They're the only words that I'm going off, and I need to have a bit of a sunny location because the sun seems to be gleaming on this. See, if it was just there it would make sense, but I've come along all that ridge line there and there is nothing. There's also a picture on that Hiking the World site of an old, possibly wine bottle, something glass, which leads me to believe the people that were building the bridges back here in the day must have stumbled upon it and also used it as some sort of shelter, which would put it around this area as well. But if you remember, I went all the way down that way. That's where that chair was in the second video. I just don't know. Once again, I don't know if upper reaches mean on top of the trail up the top there. I'm giving it a red hot crack. I'm just taking my time. I started at 7:30 this morning. It's around about midday now. So I'll just keep on going a little bit longer around here, and then I'll have to call it quits again. Sounds like a freight train to me. Couple of empty rail cars at the back there, ready for containers. Geez, I've been down to this spot a few times now looking for this thing. No luck today, guys, so it looks like another set of videos that will be put on the shelf along with the videos from April and May until I can find some more intel. I've taken some pictures of where that female was standing, so I know exactly the last two pictures she took before she uploads the picture of the Aboriginal long shelter. And all she says is, along the way I take a short detour. From that last picture all the way to the end of Mullet Creek Trail is a fair distance. So I just don't know. But I gave it a real good crack today. A real red hot crack. So I'm going to run out of bush eventually. I'm going to stumble upon it. But for today, pretty much the end of June, it's not successful. It looks like if I do this again, it'll be sometime in July or onwards. So I trust you've just been enjoying watching me fail upon fail upon fail. That was 6 months worth of coming up short finding the Aboriginal long shelter. I got cut up by branches, by spiky bushes, I had leech bites. Let me give you some facts and figures on what this entailed. I first started this as an appetizer to the Mullet Creek quarries and culvert, the tunnel, way back in mid-April, just after Easter. On that day I didn't film anything looking for the long shelter, but I couldn't find it. I was successful on that day with the quarries and the culvert, so I wasn't too unhappy. 2 weeks later, I came back to dedicate myself finding the shelter. I spent a long time in the bush that day, and I came back with nothing. I left it for another couple of weeks after doing a bit of research, and I came back in May. Once again, zilch. Wasn't any closer to finding it. I then came back in June. That was when I was the most confident because, as you heard on the video, someone helped me with a Strava heat map and he gave me some locations. They're the ones I was tracking down in that last video. So that's what, 4 attempts there. 1 not filmed, 3 filmed. I'm now in October, the 25th of October. 2 weeks ago I was up here. I didn't film anything. Failure again. I managed to get all the way down to Mullet Creek. I actually got into the water and I walked around the bank to the tunnel, the culvert. It was on low tide, looking back up onto the mountainside to see if I can see anything I missed. Total failure. That was my most disheartened effort out of the lot, to come up here for 7 hours and look for it and still nothing. Finally, in the last couple of weeks, I've got the intel that I've been craving for since April. So today, I'm 100% confident that we're going to find it. I tallied up all the hours that I've spent in the bush, and it's been well over 24 hours. I'm not quite sure how many gigabytes of videos that I've got sitting on my desktop. You've got to remember I'm filming this today, so all this footage that you've just watched is still sitting on my laptop. So finally I can remove that from my desktop and get a little bit of hard drive space back. So 24 hours in the bush, and today's going to be the day. If you remember, if you're a wrestling fan, Cody Rhodes got to finish his story with Roman Reigns. He won a championship. Well, today Optimus Prime gets to finish his story against the Upper Mullet Creek Aboriginal long shelter. So I'm not going to give the location away because there has been a lot of defacing of Aboriginal monuments up here, caves and paintings and carvings. So if you can prove to me that you've got an Insta page, that you've got a love of the bush, a YouTube channel, reach out to me, and once I can determine that you're above board, I will give you the exact whereabouts to this place. So we're just making our way from the Hawkesbury track. We have just completed the Mount Wondabyne trig station where everyone needs to come and have a look. That's the most spectacular trig station that I've ever been to. So we've merged off the Mount Wondabyne trig fire trail onto the Hawkesbury track where I'm on at the moment, and this should lead me to the Mullet Creek fire trail. I'll do a little bit of filming once I exit this track just to confirm that's exactly where I come out, and then we'll head down and finally complete what we've been searching for 6 months. Just remember that I've had to wait 6 months. You guys are gonna only have to wait a further 15 minutes to half an hour of footage. So you guys are very lucky. Everything today has gone to script. After doing my research on the trig station, all the tracks I needed to get onto, I got onto, and all the tracks I needed to get off, I got off on. So you notice here, Mount Wondabyne, it'd be nice if someone put trig there, because if you're new to the area you would have no idea there was a trig station there. So Girracool is this way, so the Hawkesbury track, so we've just come down the Hawkesbury track. The Hawkesbury track will continue left if you want to get to Girracool. We did Girracool last year, I think it was. But we're going to head down the Mullet Creek fire trail. So this is all the intel I'm going to give you. From this sign, the long shelter is down there. Let me tell you, there's a lot of bush down there. As I said before, I've scoured all of it without coming up trumps. You might be a little bit smarter than I am, but if you want to try to find it without any intel, go right ahead. But I wasn't too successful, although it was fun trying it. So let's go down, and within a minute or two, you guys should be able to witness what I'm going to be witnessing. Just remember, this is not on any national parks website. This was found by a gentleman in 2020 and recorded it and put it up on site. So if you were to type in the Upper Mullet Creek shelter, you would see his post. There is no coordinates, there is no instructions on how to get to it. I was trying to find it just by the pictures that he had uploaded. But I managed to track down the intel I was after, and today, as I said, 100% pure adrenaline confidence that we're going to find it. Let's roll. This is what you need to be careful of. I don't know what kind of snake that is, but he's just sitting here on the track sunning himself. Red belly black, that's what it bloody looks like. Red belly black snake. Hell's bells. We've got to be careful. And to think I have to walk through this bush in a second. Thanks for leaving me alone. I'm just walking through the bush here, and I'm below the cliff line, and I think I've discovered it. I think it's up there. So I've come down too far, so I'm going to have to go up to it. I'm glad I did come down here because there is evidence of white man down here. Have a look at this. I've got a bottle here, a very old bottle. Let's just see if there's anything on the top. No, there's no markings. Look how long that's been there for. So we'll leave that where it was. And then we've got a whole bunch of beer bottles here. Once again, really, really old beer bottles. Another one here. Look how they actually guide me up to it. So I would suggest we head up there. I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that this is not defaced. Another one here. We've got a pot plant holder just there. This was recorded in 2020. So who knows, maybe people have found it and maybe they have spray painted it. But I'm hoping not. I'm going to need two hands to get up there, so we'll get up on this rock here and then we'll film it. I'm not 100% sure still if that's it. I haven't used any coordinates down here. I just had a look at the coordinates at home and I got a sort of like a near about whereabouts or where it was, and then I've just tried to find it myself, which I think I have. I think I might have to try to get up with one hand because there's a lot of artifacts here, a lot of bottles, old bottles. I'd say after the Aboriginals used this in their time, maybe the workers for the building of the railway bridge also used this as a bit of a shelter, because it looks like they've used it, although we do have a radio here that's from the 1980s, it looks like. Sony, 80s or 90s. There it is, just there. I don't think I'm going to have to come back down this way, so I'll take a picture of this while I'm here. We'll just keep on heading up and confirm that's the one. Jeez, it's a massive shelter. It goes all the way from there, all the way this way. What I really want to film is the midden. I'll tell you guys what a midden's all about for those of you that don't know, because I had no idea what a midden was either. But you know what I'm noticing? All the shellfish, all the oysters. Can you see this? Everywhere, all along here. This was their rubbish tip. That's what middens are, they're rubbish tips for the Aboriginal. They would bring up their hunt from just down there at Mullet Creek up to here, and once they ate their food they would just discard it off to the side. Stuck on thorns. Oh wow, look at that. That's incredible. You would never know it standing from the top. As I said, I'm glad I came in from the bottom end. Still got another glass bottle here. I can understand why they use this for a shelter. So we should find a midden up here. Although it looks like everything's been discarded off to the side anyway. Ooh, I can't get grip. I'd say this has changed very much from back in the day. So we should see a whole bunch of handprints and motifs in here. Reminds me of a giant cave that I explored earlier this year. this is definitely the one, because there's a flashlight housing. There's the bezel. Oh, and we've got more bottles, and this one's got a label on it too. And one end of this, here we go. Got something here. Got some markings here. I don't know what they are, from a bird maybe. We've got a shoe, a really old shoe. No one's been here for a long, long time. Sherry, McWilliams Sherry. I'm pretty sure Mr. James Barnes on the Cold Chisel Last Stand video is seen drinking McWilliams port. No added sugar. I don't know what that's all about. We've got a bottle there, maybe that housed fuel in there. That bottle doesn't look too old. And you can see all the shellfish down here. You see that? These are all the things that the Aboriginals caught from just down here at Mullet Creek. And here's the midden. Let me get my torch out. Lucky I got my torch. Let me just pause this, get my torch out, and we'll shine in there. There is so much shells in there. That looks like where their midden was. Alright, we've got another bottle here as well. This one doesn't look like it's got any label on it. Really old bottles. Okay, I'll tell you what a midden's all about. So the midden's just through there. Aboriginal middens are a distinct concentrations of shell, bone, botanical remains, ash and charcoal. Evidence of past Aboriginal hunting, gathering and food processing. Activities within a particular area. You can hear the train, so I'm very close to the train. There's a plate down there, really old plate. Let's go have a look at this midden. Get up there without slipping. I might have to take my thongs off. And there you have it. That, my friends, is an Aboriginal midden. We've had bees or something in here. I don't know what's hatched out of there. I won't get any closer. Rather precarious where I'm standing here. I can easily slip down. Let me just try to get a better footing. I come in peace, Aboriginal spirits. There's something else down in there. I don't know what that is. So we've got it all down here. And that's what the long shelter looks like back that way. That's my phone over there. Let me get a few pics and then I'll film a little bit more before we head off. There's more artefacts here from white man than there is of Aboriginal. Have a look at this. Got a huge plastic garbage bin here. Lots of pots and plates and cups. There's another one there. That doesn't look all that old, probably 70s. I just noticed another cave through here. So there's the long shelter there. So you would probably come in from the top of it and you'd come down the side of it. I've come in from the arse end of it, the bottom here. So let's just see what's up in here. There was mention of another nearby cave that had a minute in it as well, so maybe this is it. So this is virtually below the one that I just filmed. Now we've got a scarf here, like a beanie or socks or something. Can't see any handprints. Maybe they've faded over time. I can definitely see all the shellfish, the oysters in there. Fascinating. Let me get a picture of it here. Alright, I managed to finally get some pictures from in here. So 2 middens at this upper Mullet Creek Aboriginal long shelter. One just to the side of this impressive rock, and one below it. And it's great to see. Look at that. Doesn't look like 1980s, probably 50s, 60s, 70s. And that's from White Man, that one. No sign of a fire or anything. Just seeing if I can see any prints or anything. It does show up a lot clearer on that gentleman's website, so if you do want to see all the Aboriginal markings from here, I suggest you get on that site. It looks like there's handprints there. You see them up the top there. Maybe something down the bottom there. Probably signs of a fire. This charcoal here, it's been charred from a fire being down here. So plenty to see, and from the pictures that I saw back then, I didn't see the shoe, but it doesn't look like these have been moved. Neither has that one. You can see little animals have been coming up here. So the only footprints are the Optimus Prime prints. This is a good enough spot to show you guys what cap, shades and footwear I've got on. There's only ever going to be one footwear that I was going to bring today, and they are the Saltwater Dreamtimes 1 and 2. The hat, my idea from Help From Above, is a sniper on the roof, sniper on the back, and I wasn't sure what sunglasses to bring today, so I thought, being such a special day, I'd bring my Grail glasses. I always vowed never to bring these out anywhere. These are the Arnett Raven. They came out with the movie Jerry Maguire. Tom Cruise wore these in Jerry Maguire. And considering they were all black, I thought these would be the perfect shades to bring along this explore today. If you notice there, the Arnett logo, it's the original one from the early to mid 90s. So they are the gear that we are wearing today. Okay, that's it. I'll just pan back this way, give you a little bit more footage from here. I don't want to pan out that way because it might give people an idea of where I am. So like I said, if you're interested in coming here, just reach out, and if I can verify that you upload stuff like this on Insta, Facebook, YouTube or whatever, then I will gladly give you the coordinates to get you here. One of the more special Aboriginal places I've ever been to, because this is not on any National Parks website. Like I said, this was discovered by people before this gentleman recorded it in 2020. So I'm sure people have been here, right throughout 2000s, 90s, 80s, 70s, dating way back thousands of years when Aboriginals occupied this. But the first time this was recorded and put on the net was in 2020. The reason why I love this so much is back in the day when I was a teen, we all used to hang around at a place called Beacon Hill Oval. There's a huge contingent of guys that would go up there every night, and come the weekend we'd all go off and drive and cruise around everywhere, Wollongong, Central Coast, Newcastle. So it was a place to congregate. This is exactly what it was, this place here, for the Aboriginals back in the day. Okay, there'd be people probably up here, sitting here, chatting. Others would be going off down to Mullet Creek there, getting food, and all the conversations and laughter and whatever else would have been taking place right here. Great shelter. Absolutely fantastic shelter. Well, that's it. Thanks for joining me. It's been one hell of a journey. I don't want to leave. I might have to sit here for a little bit and just speak to the Aboriginal spirits that are within this joint. I do have a necklace on here. See if I can pull it out. It is the mission knife from Rambo First Blood Part 2. I don't know how well it'll show up on the camera. That's what it looks like there. That is the mission knife. So let's end this video the way Rambo did in Rambo First Blood Part 2. He used a table in that scene. So he's got Murdoch down there clutching him by his throat, and he gets his knife out and he goes, mission accomplished. And on that note, I'll bid you farewell until we see one another again on the next adventure or explore. Adios.